2 months into Michigan's red flag law, police say at least 35 extreme risk protection orders have been issued across the state, meaning people found by a judge to be a risk to themselves or others have had their guns taken away.
The reality has been that this has gone very smoothly. We have not seen an abuse of the process that critics were concerned would happen.
Kalamazoo County Prosecutor Jeff Getting says despite some fears, the rollout of the law could not have gone any better. He says only a few extreme risk protection orders have been issued in Kalamazoo County.
There were concerns about there would be a rush to the courthouse, that this would be being abused by persons going through a divorce or other kind of legal processes, and that just hasn't come true.
Under the new law, police officers, family members, and mental health professionals can go to a judge and ask for an extreme risk protection order, otherwise known as an ERPO. A judge can only order police to temporarily take away someone's guns if the petitioners show specific examples why the person is a threat. For example, previous acts or threats of violence, mental illness, or recent drug or alcohol abuse. It's aimed to keep guns out of the hands of people deemed to be dangerous.
It's in emergent situations. Someone's most likely threatened their own life and they have access to weapons. Someone has threatened another person's life and they have access to weapons.
Again, this order is temporary, typically lasting for a year, and the gun owner would have a chance to appeal. Kalamazoo County Sheriff Richard Fuller also agrees the law has been implemented well.
I know there was a lot of fear in the communities that somehow this would be, used for anything that law enforcement wanted to. And no, there are rules, and remember, this is a judge saying, so there is a due process.
We're going to take all the safety precautions that we...
Grand Rapids Police Chief Eric Winstrom says the law gives police another tool to help domestic violence victims ahead of time before lives are lost.
A vast majority of individuals that are responsible for shooting someone, for killing someone, they have domestic violence in their background as well. This is something that's really an epidemic across this country, and something that doesn't get enough attention.
No ERPOs have been issued yet in Muskegon County, per that county's prosecutor. Not in Kent County either, according to the county clerk.
Had a lot of time to plan.
Winstrom says the circuit court in downtown Grand Rapids now has an on-call system where police can reach out to judges anytime if they need to ask for an ERPO quickly.
If 3 o'clock in the morning on a weekend night, our officers have a route that they can reach out, talk to a judge, and put the wheels in motion for this.
If a judge approves the order, police officers are charged with confiscating someone's guns. Back when the bill was being debated, critics feared that could lead to a violent confrontation, putting police and gun owners at risk.
We haven't seen anything like that yet. Across the nation, that's a very low circumstance of law enforcement in harm's way due to the fact that they're there to enforce an ERPO.
Winstrom says there is added risk when that happens, but his officers already encounter those types of situations.
We have a full-time special response team, fully trained to take illegally possessed guns away from dangerous people.
Republican Representative Brian Posthumus of Rockford, who opposed the bill, tells News 8, quote, "The abuse of power begins by creating power to abuse, and that power has now been created. Just because overreach beyond constitutional protections for citizens has not been reported so far does not mean it never will be. I would therefore much prefer to see this potential for abuse sealed than wait for it to crescendo."